Hello, everybody. Today's instruction will be on a different way to look at email communication. So most people, when they think of email communication, they think of starting their communication in an inbox, which is very common and logical and seems to make a lot of sense. I'm going to introduce you to a different way of looking at it. What we're going to ask you to consider is starting your communication in contacts. And I'm going to show you why this might be a very powerful way to communicate. So I'm going to go ahead and just reorganize my demo contact database here by last name, just so it can be organized a little bit. There we go. So let's just say all I wanted to do was send Doug an email. I could simply just select him and hit on send email. It would then go in, open up the email application. His name is it's already addressed to him, but from here I could go ahead and pick the letter I want to send him. Lots of different categories of letters. So I'm going to pick that. Pick my let's just say um, welcome letter. Put that, it automatically populates the letter I want to send to Doug. And there's a great demo on why it's so great to, to lead with a letter. From here, I can just hit send, and I would send that letter on out to Doug. So let's go back to the contact record. I'm going to give you a different example. So let's just say before I wanted to send Doug an email, I wanted to review some things about him. So I would just click on his contact record, click on edit, open up his contact record, and from here I can look at detailed information on Doug, more information, um, and then from here I could still click on send an email. So this is a different way you might want to approach it, but let's do this. Let's go into send an email. Um, I may want to not just send Doug an email, but while I'm sending Doug this email, I may think, you know, what I also want to do is I want to add Doug to a list. I want to add him to a contact list. So I can open up my contact list there and add Doug to any contact list that I have. I could do that as well. So let's go to a different example. Let me close this back down and go back to my contact list. This time, let's just say Doug calls in. So let's just say Doug calls in, and by being in contacts, what I can do is when he calls in, I can actually just click on his record. Or well, let's not make it Doug. Let's go back and not make it Doug. Let's just say um, it was somebody else. I could just type their name in. I could search for their name, and then I could bring up that person's contact information while I'm talking to them on the phone. Now, the reason why this is very interesting because while I have them on the phone, I may want to send them an email, or I may want to add them to a newsletter series that I have set up. So let's take a look at that. So in a different example, we set up 3 different newsletter series or autoresponders around fitness, one for gaining weight, one for losing weight, and one for becoming a model. So let's just keep working in that analogy. So let's just say Doug called in and he saw my website and he saw that we do things related to fitness. And while I have him on the phone, I realized that he is interested in losing weight. So I could tell him, Doug, we have these that we have these great we have this great newsletters already created for um, for people that are interested in losing weight, or how about I add you to my weight loss newsletter? So I could just do that just like that, and that would automatically add him to that newsletter list, and then I could still just add him to a list right there. Very powerful stuff. So let's go back. Let's close the record down. I like to go back and just start back in contacts, back in the contact record. So let me give you a different example. So let's just say I was on, I was, I need to contact Doug, and I realized that, you know what, I know he's in a meeting, so I want to send him a text message. So if I know his carrier, I can actually put that in his contact record and send him a free text message. I would just click on texting, and I would just type in the message that I want him to see. Um, get back to work, and I go ahead and send him that text message. I just sent Doug a text message right from in contacts. Remember, all of this is being done right from in contacts. Now let's imagine that I'm on the phone with somebody different. So let's just say I'm on the phone with Samira, and I'm in her contact record. I'm doing all the great things that I was just giving you examples with communicating with her. And then she asked me a question that says, Earl, She asked me a question that I realized I don't have the answer for, but I know who does. And I have a list of people that support me in my quick numbers tab. So while I'm on the phone with Samira, I can click on quick numbers. So then it opens up into this quick numbers tab, and this is the list of people that you have identified to be on your quick numbers list. And you can have as many people on this list as you want. And this is very powerful if you work with support people or people that back you up, or you work in groups or teams. This is a great way if you're working with a team of people that have maybe the leaders on your team on your quick list, so that if you find yourself in a conversation where you need to quickly bring them in, you have quick access to them. So let's close down these tabs and go back to the contacts kind of home base. And one thing I didn't point out before was that how easy it is to bounce around and navigate and find people. So you can search for contacts there, or you saw before, if you click on the alphabet, you can actually have it go to that letter, and you can have it's defaulted to last name, or you can switch it to first name. And then when you click on the letters, it will actually just sort everything by people that have the first letter starting with that. See, first name starting with that letter. If we go back to last name, and then you click a letter, it's looking for the people with the last name that have that start with that letter. So this is just another powerful feature of starting with contact. Let's see, what else? Another common use. Oh, here's another common activity in starting with contact. Let's just say I wanted to bring up somebody. So let's just say I wanted to bring up Earl's contact record. So I could search for Earl's record. I could bring it up, open up his record, and let's just say, I was on the phone with Earl, and I was going through the different things, and I decided that, what I really want to do is I want to schedule a phone call. So I could just click on schedule a call. I could go through, I have this information there. I could go through, if I needed to access my calendar, I could. I could invite other people to join us on the meeting, but I could also just go in and actually schedule that actual meeting. So I could just go ahead and fill out that stuff. I can even put notes about the meeting. I could put, what are we going to do? We are going to change the world. So that's a good motivation. And I could also say, well, what are we going to do on this particular meeting? So I'm going to say I'm going to have a appointment in change the world. That's what we talked about in that appointment. So let's go back, and I would then I could save that if I wanted to. But now I'm going to go back to our desktop, and it's got another alert because I just made myself an appointment. So I'm going back to desktops, and I'm going to go ahead and get ready to show you the next thing. Here's another very powerful feature available when starting your communication from contacts. So let's just say I wanted to send a communication to multiple people. So let's just say I wanted to send something to Doug, to Bill, Connie, Pat, and then I wanted to change pages. I wanted to jump forward. This is kind of unique for some systems, but let's just say I want to jump forward to the D's, because I know I have the Doe family. I wanted to get all the Does there, Adam. I wanted to jump. I could just do this deep into the database and add whoever I wanted to do, but every time I'm doing that, it's adding records to this selection, right? So I'm adding, look, 8, 9, and 10. So now I have those 10 people added to the selection. So if I went up to now send email, I'm now saying that I would want to send an email to those 10 selected people. I could still pick a category just like normal. I could then pick my letter that I wanted to send. Follow-up, let's just say I want to do a follow-up letter. I wanted to send those 10 people a follow-up letter. I would already put that follow-up letter in the system. I could add a video, make it a video email. Or if I wanted to take those 10 people and add them to a list called business associates, I could just do that on the fly, click apply, and it would automatically add all 10 of those people to that list. So I'm doing all of these things very easily by pointing and clicking. But what makes all of this possible is by just changing the paradigm of how I start my communication. Once I'm done with that list of 10, I always want to remember to go here and clear out. If I can't remember, well, who all have I selected? I could click on the little who button. It'll open up a little window and show me who are the 10 people that I selected to send an email to. Or if I wanted to, if I was done with that list, I could just go ahead and hit clear out that 10 list, and I'm back to all, and I'm back into my the center of my contact universe, which is a great place to start your communication. So again, this demonstration was just to show you that by changing where you start your communication, you open up the door in officePRO to do many powerful things, but it's all in one centralized spot. It's all trackable. It's all, we do a lot of reporting on the back end, but you know what? We'll do other tutorials soon on those other features as well. I hope you find this useful.